Welcome to this Lupa tutorial, where we're gonna show you how you can enhance images that contain faces without changing them at all, okay? So that they remain completely true to the original. Images where, for example, you don't mind changing the clothes a bit, the background, anything outside the face, but you want the face to stay exactly the same. We're gonna show you how to do it. To do this, we're gonna use two tools. The first will be Lupa, and then we're gonna combine it with Photoshop, okay? This is gonna be a basic tutorial. We're gonna show you everything perfectly. I'll show you exactly which buttons to click, so you won't get lost even if you don't know anything about Photoshop. So let's get started, okay? The challenge will be to upscale this image. As you can see, it's completely deteriorated, and what we want is for the face to remain the same, exactly identical, very precise, but to be able to change details like the sand, the clothes, and so on, so that we can improve them perfectly. How can we do this? Simple. We're gonna take this image and we're gonna upload this image. Some people might think that by going to the high fidelity model and upscaling here, the whole image will be improved. But that's not entirely true, because while the high fidelity model is good at preserving faces, it only preserves faces at medium resolution, not low resolution. Therefore, this image is already quite low resolution for high fidelity to preserve it properly. And it does a very good job preserving faces that are close up. If you have an image with faces that are far away, it won't handle them as well as it does with images where the faces are close, okay? So this image, which is not only blurry but also has the face far away, is not the best option. So what we're gonna do first is run it through Flux, okay? We're going to use this model to improve everything in the image in general, except for the face. And what we're gonna do is write an automatic prompt, all right? And we're going to set a scale factor of 8 times, okay? We'll leave creativity at 0 and hit upscale. In the end, what this will do is give us an upscaled image overall, okay? What happens? It will give us a changed face. Why? Because Flux, after all, is still a creative model, and it's going to make the faces completely different, all right? So what's the solution to this? All right, so what we're gonna do is switch to the high fidelity model and upscale only the face here. Therefore, we'll use the auto face crop tool, which will automatically crop the face for us. And once we have the face, we'll use the face recovery tool. What face recovery does is restore faces that are in very poor condition, so we can work with them later on. We're not just gonna do this step, we're gonna do more things afterward, which I'll explain to you as we go. So let's upscale the face with face recovery and wait. All right, we can see that the face looks somewhat better. I mean, it does look better, but it's still in pretty bad shape. So what are we going to do? Well, we're gonna run it through face recovery again. So let's click this button that says use result. It gives us the face a bit better again, but it's still in bad shape. So let's run it through face recovery once more and see what the result is. All right, meanwhile, Flux has already returned the image to me, okay? Which we had set to 8 times enlargement. This is a creative model, so as you can see, honestly, it has done everything quite well, right? I mean, look at the sand, how well it rendered it, the hair. It did everything quite well, but obviously, as I mentioned before, it changes the faces, okay? So what we're going to do is take this image and use Photoshop to mix the good face with this one, okay? But there are things I don't mind if they change, for example, the necklace, the clothes a bit, the background. Since I don't care if those things change, really, it doesn't matter to me. The only thing that matters to me is that the face doesn't change. So pay attention, because now we're gonna make this image have the face of the original person. Okay, this is the image again after being processed with face recovery, all right? This is the image processed with face recovery twice, but it's still missing the final step to give it the realism and quality. It still lacks. So what I'm going to do is use the result and send it directly through high fidelity without running it through face recovery. So let's go ahead and upscale it. Well, here we have the final result. Notice the detail it adds to the image, okay? It now adds that slightly more realistic skin texture. Although, as I said, this image is an AI generated image, and this already has a different and better quality, all right? Remember that what we've basically done is take this image, we did an 8 times upscale in Flux, so that's given us this result, but at the same time we took the original image and ran it through face recovery the first time, okay? Face recovery, then we run it through face recovery again, and the result, okay? Now it gives us an image of much better quality. And then once we had a medium quality image, we were able to run it through high fidelity without face recovery, okay? I recommend this as the final step, and now we've been able to get a face that's much more detailed, much more realistic, and so on. What we're gonna do now, this is important, women. Don't give up, because these are actually very simple steps, okay? It's just copy and paste what I'm about to do. So we're going to download this image here, which is the finished face. And we're also going to download the image, this one right here, exactly this one. So once we've downloaded them, we go to Photoshop, okay? And here we go here and place this image right here. Okay, let's make this bigger. Here it is. And then we're also gonna open the other one, which is the face, okay? There's no way to get lost. Okay, so here we have the main image, the one we made with 8 flux, and here we have the face image made with high fidelity and face recovery. All right, as you can see, there are 2 different images and we have them positioned up here. So let's go to the lasso tool and make a selection of the face, okay? Make sure it's more or less accurate. Here would be perfect. So now what we're gonna do is go here to edit copy. Let's go to the large image. Let's go to edit again and paste. All right, now we have the face placed here. So once the face is pasted onto this image, we go to edit and free transform. And here, what we can do is move the face, okay? What I recommend is that you set the opacity here to 70. All right, so you can see the face better and align it more accurately. Therefore, let's zoom in and try to make the face fit as well as possible, okay? So let's go here, and now it's about matching it up, all right? As long as it's more or less precisely correct, it's perfectly acceptable if it's just a tiny bit off the mark, all right? So we carefully place it right here in this exact spot, precisely. And what we're gonna do now is set the opacity back to 100, all right? Once we've placed the correct face on our image, what we're gonna do is hide the face, okay? Hide the face layer and crop the original image layer, all right? So we will carefully click on the background layer, then proceed to unlock it. What we are gonna do next is, again, utilizing the versatile lasso tool, we will meticulously cut out the entire face from Flux's original image. Therefore, we will precisely select the whole facial area, okay? Subsequently, we will navigate to the new layer option and then select layer via copy. And this particular action will effectively create a brand new distinct layer right here, all right? We are then going to appropriately name this newly created layer old face, all right? And this one, which is the good face, we're gonna call it new face, all right? So as we said, we have 3 layers, okay? Good face, bad face, original image, right? So once we have everything done, what we're gonna do is make sure they're perfectly swapped. How do we do this? It's simple. We're going to make this face have the same color as the one below, okay? How do we do this? It's simple. We're going to image, adjustments, and match color. Match color, and what you do is source. We set the source of this image, which is the 4000 exactly, which is the one right here. We select the old face layer, which we want to see how the color changes. You make it have the same color as the original image, okay? So notice that this was the color before, and when I apply it, it swaps the color. And that's it. Here you can play with the lighting if you want a bit more light, less. I'm gonna leave it right here. It's perfect here, okay? We click OK. And now we're gonna do the following. We're gonna add a mask, okay? A mask on this layer, and we're gonna grab the brush, okay? We're gonna grab the brush and we're gonna erase all these strokes, okay? It's a gradient brush, as you can see here. Here you can see the brush settings. It's a gradient brush, okay? It's the default one, nothing special, okay? So what you do is, in these areas where you see a gap, a crack, you just blend them in with this brush, see? So it ends up looking perfect. You can play around with this and do it however you like. See how there are differences here? Well, just take this particular piece of skin and carefully make it look exactly like the original, okay? From the image. Same with the highlights. If you want to play with them, you can remove them. We'll erase this part too. Oops, there it is. And that's how the image ends up looking perfectly done. We've already changed the face. Look at how the face was before and look at how it turned out, okay? And this is how it turned out. Look at how the original image was and this is how it turned out. Honestly, it has preserved the face, the features quite well, and it has improved the rest very nicely and creatively. We're combining creative upscaling with respect and fidelity to the face, okay? You can do this with all kinds of photographs. The real charm of Lupa is combining different models and playing around with them, okay? So that's it. I hope this has been really helpful for you. We'll keep posting tutorials on this channel to help you get the most out of this tool, and we'll see you soon.